Hi, I'm Captain Snaggles, and this is American Football for Europeans. Today we're talking about trap blocking and whatever chat has the questions for. So currently, this is an American football field. Is the defense are all the triangle things pointed up at the top. The circles are the offense down below, which is right there. So there's your offense. If you look at the screen so we know where everything is. Trap blocking is a run scheme. Ooh, Kick Yes is cheering more. Thanks for the 100 biddies, Kick Yes. Appreciate it. But trap blocking is a run scheme that helps support downfield blocking or double teaming. So the first example we're going to give is a trap block on an outside run. So we're going to draw this big old red pen is going to be the halfback's run is to go that way. So the halfback's running off tackle behind the tight end. But in this instance, we're going to want to pull the left guard, which is this guy over here, to block the defensive end because we're going to leave the defensive end unblocked by the tackle, which is going to allow the right tackle to get into the second level and allow the tight end to block the linebacker. So the plan here is to have the left tackle, who's on the back side of the play, is going to block up to get this defensive tackle. This defensive end is going to be free. He's on the back side of the play. We're running away from him. We don't have to worry about him. So the right defensive end on the defense is going to have a free run in. So the tackle's going to block in. The center's going to block that defensive tackle. This guard is going to block upfield. He's going to completely miss the defensive end. He's going to block the middle linebacker. This tackle's going to block the strong side linebacker who's trying to get on the tight end. And the tight end's going to downfield block a bit. So what we're doing is we're freeing up the tight end to block as a strong safety comes in. The tight end's going to block downfield behind him. The halfback's running this direction. The fullback's basically going to block in. And then the guard is going to do what's called a pull, where the guard steps out, comes over, runs through, and then I'll see if I can get this to be a different color for the guard. Let's redo the color. So the guard's going to pull out here, going to sweep across where the QB is, and then he's going to block up, and he's going to block the defensive end here. So what we're doing is we're lead blocking the fullback into the defensive end, but we're lead blocking the running back with the tight end. So the tight end and tackle will move in to block anyone coming in down this way. So for example, the strong safety's coming in here. He's going to be met with the tight end. The middle linebacker is going to come in and be met with the guard. But this defensive end's going to come free and get blocked on the side by the left guard. So the left guard's basically going to like blindside him. Just bam, knock him over. He's not going to expect it. He's going to try and come in that gap. And the fullback's going to lead the halfback upfield. Or the tight end, pardon me, is going to lead the halfback upfield. Hopefully wide receiver 2 comes in and makes a nice block, blocks the quarterback. And wide receiver 1 blocks CB1. And then usually the weak side linebacker or the free safety are going to make a play on the ball. So he's probably going to sweep in. And then the free safety is going to come this way. And so they're going to make a play on the halfback. Hopefully he'll get 5, 6, 7 yards off this every time. So the point of the trap block, this pull trap, is to blindside a defender who thinks they're coming in free on the running back. So it adds a little more finesse than like a normal power play. And so normal power run play, instead what you're going to have is you're just going to overpower the defense. So this way you're using speed to overpower the defense instead of using like pure strength. So if the defense outnumbers you and you want to block certain people but not others, this is a great way to do it. A quick defensive end here, a quick right defensive end can make a play on the ball, but it's very rare. Especially if this tackle's got the defensive tackle covered, because he will cover up the defensive end a bit. And so that's a long pull. That's how to really get the guard over. You can also, if you want to double team a guy, do a similar thing. So say you want to double team this tackle. So center and guard are double teaming the tackle. This tackle's holding the defensive tackle out here. This tackle is going to work to the second level. So this tackle's actually going to come up and block. This tight end's going to block out. And this defensive end is free because the tackle is trying to block the middle linebacker. So like this is supposed to be what he blocks. This guy's supposed to block the strong side. But this defensive end is still free as the tackle's running through. So again, we're going to have the pull guard. He's going to come through, come up, and block the defensive end. And the fullback, on this play, if you're double teaming, the fullback's going to lead block off tackle as well. Which would allow a little more blocking. So again, you have a lot of guys blocked. If wide receiver 2 actually blocks CB2, that's really good. Also, the tight end could block CB2, and the tackle could be blocking strong side linebacker. So the middle linebacker is got by the fullback here. So the far side defensive end is still going to be free, which is fine. We want the far side defensive end to be free. Like, that's totally fine in this scenario. If he's good, he can make a play. You hope he's slow, and you get past him. I'll show you a power run formation. It's a little different. So a power run means you're just going to overpower him. So say you're going to do just like a strong power run. Halfback's coming straight in between the guard. He should be coming in here. Coming in between the guard and the center. The fullback's blocking down into the hole here. And so in a power run, you're just blocking ahead, right? So you're blocking there. You're going to double team him. You're going to block in, and this guy's going to block right as well. Probably pick up the defensive end, but he's blocking that direction. Tight end's blocking up there. So what you've done is once the guard engages the defensive tackle, if the center also engages, the guard can move to the second level, block the linebacker, and the fullback and halfback just following each other through, right? So the halfback will always stay behind the fullback. The fullback will hopefully pick up a linebacker or a safety once he gets up there. And if he can, really block a safety, clear the second level all the way, clear into the secondary, the halfback can run as much as he wants. So the halfback can be tackled in this instance by fast free safeties, fast linebackers. But usually you'll get 3-4 yards before a linebacker sheds a block or comes in. And if you block perfectly, because there's always going to be one more defensive player than there is offensive player because the quarterback's not involved, if you block perfectly, the halfback should only have to break one tackle for a touchdown, which is the goal, to isolate one-on-ones. So all of the goals of all of these is to isolate one-on-ones with the halfback and someone in the secondary, like a safety or a cornerback, because they're much less likely to get a tackle in than someone like a linebacker who's expected to tackle, or the defensive line who's expected entirely to stop the run. So hopefully that makes sense. Are there any questions from class right now before we go into another thing? Or does anyone have any NFL terms or football terms, American football terms they want to be explained? Also, if you're watching this on YouTube and if you have terms you want explained, just put them in the comments and I'll make another video for that. Monty Plays Games asks, can I get a restroom pass? Sure, if you want. But yeah, that's the basics of trap blocking and why it's useful instead of power blocking, instead of just like downfield power blocking. I guess one thing we talk about is defensive stunts, right? Defensive stunts are a way for a tackle or a defensive end to get a little extra action on the inside by confusing an offensive line. So on a pass play, let's say we're setting up a pass play from this position. I don't know what we're setting up, just something real simple like tight end in, wide receiver 1 streak, wide receiver 2 runs a hook, right? So this is our pretty basic, let's put little arrows on there, pretty basic pass play. We're going to see the blockers. The tackle is basically they're going to form the pocket. Tackle's going to block back, guard's going to block here. They step back to form a pocket around the quarterback. That's why they're not blocking upfield. Also, on a pass play, you can't be blocking upfield. Halfback's going to run, let's say the halfback runs a wheel. So the halfback's just going out, right? Fullback's pass blocking. So the quarterback's going to come back and throw. But these guys are all blocking in. So when we rush, this defensive tackle is going to rush in on the center, right? So he's trying to push at the center, get the center and guard engaged. This guy's coming in on the tackle, trying to get the tackle involved. This guy's trying to get through the tackle on this side. Now this defensive tackle, he doesn't want to come straight at this guard or center, right? Because this guard and center are probably going to try and double team this defensive tackle. He's one-on-one with the guard. The center can move to double team him. So this defensive tackle isn't necessarily wanting to run straight through. Like, sure, he can run straight through. He can run straight through, try and get through the center and guard. One of these guys is probably going to get double teamed. Depending on how the pocket shaped, how they form the pocket around the quarterback, they might slip through. Could work. But if the DT stunts, which means if he takes a different angle, he can come out, around, and then run over the tackle. And at this point, if this guard and center, if the left guard and center have double teamed the defensive tackle, and the left tackle is engaged with the right defensive end, because this guy's stunted through, if the center and guard aren't paying attention, like they're looking for a blitz, or this guy's in like a zone over here, if they're not paying attention to what's happening, this guard, because he's free right now, and this guard may or may not be free. The center may or may not be free depending on their blocking scheme. This DT can come through, slip past the guard, and sack the quarterback. And then you've got yourself a sack. So that's what a stunt is. A stunt is generally like a play where you try and confuse the offense by running defensive players either into each other or out around each other. So it's a little bit like a hook play. It's very confusing to see if you haven't watched the explanation, but hopefully that makes sense to people. All right, let's clear it up. Any questions? Any more terms from the chat? Let's take a look. Monty plays games, says, hope the DE sucks. Assuming it's back to the power play or the trap. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? I'll wait for chat to catch up a bit. This is going to go on YouTube so those of you who came in late, you'll be able to watch that. All right. Colonel Failure is saying you might want to explain why a draw play is suicidal. For that, we're actually going to do a little bit of a modification to the scheme. So we're going to pull the fullback out real quick. Let's fill in this green. We're going to drop the fullback. So here's why a draw play is suicidal. All right. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. It's fine. We'll just do this. We'll go back to the circle tool. Color 1 will be green. Color 2 will be green. We'll go bloop. I was actually on the circle tool still. Let's put the halfback back. Halfback, you're going to be in black. Alright, and now we want color 1 to be gray, color 2 to be white. We're going to set up another offensive person here. So we're going to set up in the slot, we're going to have WR3 in the slot here. And we're going to move around who's where a little bit. Let's see, let's also do a triangle. Let's make it green. We're going to get rid of the weak side linebacker. And now we're going to do color 1 is going to be black, color 2 is going to be interior. Let's run a little triangle here. So this is, we need a text for this. Text will be in black. This is quarterback 3. He's going to block wide receiver 3. So typically you want to run a draw play in a passing formation or as a passing offense. So here we've got a single back pro set. We got 2 wide receivers out to the left, slot receiver back, 1 wide receiver out to the right, tight end here. Strong side linebacker, middle linebacker are kind of off position. And this is a nickel look. This is sort of a nickel under for the defense. So you've got 3 quarterbacks sitting here. Then you've got the middle linebacker, which right now should be shifted over. We don't need to move him, but pretend the middle linebacker is like, let's draw him a little arrow. Middle linebacker's over here, and the strong side linebacker's where the middle linebacker is. So pretend they're there. And we're going to do a draw play. So a draw play is what happens when the quarterback comes back as if he's going to throw the ball. So all of the blocking schemes, these guys are going to have a little delayed reaction block. They're going to step back and block as if they're passing. Like center's blocking, don't worry. And then wide receiver 2, put him in red. Wide receiver 2 is going to like run out. Wide receiver 1's going to basically run a streak. Wide receiver 3 could also run a streak. So they're just going for it. Tight end's running it. Everyone's just doing a streak straight up the field. The quarterback will run back as if he's to pass, and when he gets to the halfback, he'll delay and then hand the ball to the halfback. So the reason this can be suicidal is your halfback at this point is now running through a passing blocking scheme. And these guys are in pass rush mode, right? So let's take the D ends coming in. DT's coming in hot. DT2's coming in hot. This defensive end's coming in hot. This linebacker and this free safety are probably in coverage. So the middle linebacker, all he's doing is spy on the halfback. He's just eyes on the halfback. Strong side linebacker is on the tight end. Cornerbacks are on the wide receivers. Free safety, strong safety. Let's say they're in zone coverage, right? Pretty simple. Pretty straightforward system. So the halfback gets the ball on a delayed handoff and then runs usually into the teeth of the defense. And if it can work because the defense is usually trying to run outside to collapse the pocket because there's a pocket formed and the halfback can find a hole in the pocket. So these guys are all moved back. So this tackle is probably over here and the guard's over here. This guard's over here and this tackle's over here. So the defenders are going to be little blue circles. Defenders are going to be here and about here, here and here. which means the halfback has all of this room to run through. He's going to be 1v1 or one-on-one with the middle linebacker unless the middle linebacker's in coverage, which, being a pass play, the middle linebacker may be in man coverage with the halfback, in which case he can sort of get in between the tackles and get the middle linebacker to wipe off on one of them, or the middle linebacker's in his zone and he's just eyes on the halfback. Either way, not necessarily a great system to have, not a great idea to run. It works when you have a good passing attack because usually your defenders are going to be back, usually in man coverage too, which means each defender is only watching their assigned receiver. So a halfback draw is really effective like that. Colonel Failure just brought up Naked Bootleg. Naked Bootleg is what happens on a pass play where the quarterback decides to run off on his own to get a little extra space. Normally it's used with more mobile quarterbacks. So let's get up to the colors. A Naked Bootleg would have the tackles block back as normal, right? So these guys are all blocking back. Tight ends blocking back. Tight ends doing a little, put them on out route. The wide receiver 2 is running a slant. Little, like, not quite a pick play. Wide receiver 3 is going to run a little curl, and we're going to put 1 on just like a streak. So this is actually a pretty good setup for a Naked Bootleg if wide receiver 3 is, let's change wide receiver 3's play. 3's coming across the field. 2's running that, and then yeah, one's gonna run a sort of weird half post route like that. So what happens is the halfback's gonna block the blind side. Halfback on a Naked Bootleg, the halfback is entirely responsible for blocking the blind side of the quarterback, and the quarterback's gonna come back and come out here, and then when he gets to this point, is when he's gonna throw the ball, and he's gonna try and target probably this guy streaking across the middle, wide receiver 3. Or the tight end running out. Potentially wide receiver 1 deep, and wide receiver 2 is basically just there to pull defenders off of the end. So wide receiver, this is a strategy where wide receiver 2 is trying to pull the quarterback and the middle linebacker away from the tight end, so the tight end cut under the strong side linebacker and under the strong safety. Hopefully the safety buys some wide receiver 2 as well. Or middle linebacker's covering wide receiver 3. So whichever way the middle linebacker goes, if he goes to cover wide receiver 3, the quarterback throws it to the tight end on the edge. If he goes to cover the tight end, the quarterback tries to throw it behind him to wide receiver 3. That's a Naked Bootleg, which is a pretty excellent pass play, which is super fun. So those are some more complicated football terms. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully that's a little educational. Tatsim, subscribe. Tatsim, thanks for the sub. That's the 2nd month in a row. Good thing you're learning. Monty Plays Game says just make your QB 100-ton Atlas and go full speed. I mean, if you're doing Mech Warrior football, which would be amazing, by the way. I'm assuming linebackers would be used. That's a good way to do it. So yeah, this is American Football for Europeans. Thank you everyone for watching. I've been Captain Snaggles, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments below.